I have some unfinished business. Welcome to part 2 of this Kim Possible marathon. So just to get you on the same page as I am, I played through the 3 Game Boy Advance games last time, and I said that they were fine for the most part. I thought the first one was the worst one out of all of them, being the blandest but playable. I thought the second one was pretty good, and I thought the third one was also pretty good too, but slightly worse than the second one. Overall, it was a solid, decent trilogy of games. I gave the first one a 6 out of 10, and I gave the second and third one a 7 out of 10. Now that we're caught up, let's continue where we left off, with the Kim Possible DS games, starting with Kim Possible Communicator. Alright, so before you can actually start the game, you have to use your finger to touch the screen like it's some fingerprint scanner. That's kinda neat, I guess.
Scan complete. Identification confirmed. Autistic BBC twink rapist.
What the fuck?
Anyways, here's game number 4, Kim Possible Communicator. We're finally moving from the Game Boy Advance and moving on to the Nintendo DS. Okay, so here's how the plot goes. Wade has been kidnapped by Dr. Draken, and now you, the player, has to take his place into being Kim Possible's super tech genius and rescue Wade from Dr. Draken's latest plot by building yet again another doomsday device. I stopped playing halfway through, and I'm willing to admit that. This game is fucking boring. The gameplay itself is just like the rest of the games I've talked about. You run, you jump, punch enemies, use your gadgets, that's it. Except it's only on a DS screen now, yippee! And since this is a game for the Nintendo DS, there's gotta be some gimmick where we use the stylus for the touchscreen, right? Since Wade is not present for most of the game, you're taking his place by giving what Kim needs to get through the levels. There's also Rufus levels, and yep. Yeah, they exist. You know, I'm gonna stop here. I'm not gonna go all that in depth because, again, I stopped playing halfway through the game. You might consider that cheating, but I don't care. I call that a test to how fucking bored and drained I was playing this.
Okay, update. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just finished the game. My opinion still doesn't change. It's not gonna change. So, yeah, I don't really like this game all that much.
I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. It's not the worst thing, but it's not good either. And that's that. Can you tell that I'm so tired that I have nothing to say? You know, there's only one game left, so you know what? I'll take this on tomorrow, alright? Good night, guys. Alright, I forgot to turn the lights. Are you shitting me? What the? Oh my god. There's no on and off switch. Ugh! There we go. Oh shit. That's right. I have to do the last game today. Well, let's get this over with. Well, folks, a promise is a promise. We're on to the last Kim Possible game. Kim Possible Global Gemini for Nintendo DS. Let's hope this one ends on a high note. I love how I make my coffee. Alright, the last one. Game number 5. Kim Possible Global Gemini. It's literally just like Communicator, down to the same mechanics. Except now you can play as Ron this time. Woo! But to its credit, it actually is better than Communicator. Not by a lot, but hey, still an improvement. The gameplay is pretty solid here. It's like Team Possible where you play as both Kim and Ron, so let's talk about both their playstyles. Kim is pretty much the same as she was in the last game, just more refined, gadgets and all. Ron is kinda like how he was in Team Possible. He has his rocket boots and he has Rufus. Not much to complain. What I can complain about is the training and the combat. The training that happens in the very beginning of the game holds your hand a bit too much. Like, I can see the buttons on the bottom DS screen. I know what gadgets to use. As for the combat, it's very stop and go. Every level that I have played has at least one bit where they stop your progress just so that you could beat up a bunch of henchmen. Also doesn't help that it gets repetitive too. Hey, that's just like the first game! So most of the time, I just don't bother fighting them unless I really have to. There's also some in-between race levels, a snowboard level for Kim, which honestly reminds me of Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure, and a motorcycle level in the desert for Ron. Just like the motorcycle levels in Crash Bandicoot 3! Oh yeah, editor's note, my friend Zach told me that it looked like the Crash Bandicoot level, so yeah. Speaking of the desert levels, there's this one level that has this music. Doesn't it kind of sound like Shadow the Hedgehog? They just sound very similar. But yeah, the game's alright. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. It's better, but that's not saying much. And that's it! I can finally say, I'm free! I can finally stop talking about Kim Possible! Needless to say, that game was okay. And you wanna know, the next time I see Rufus, the next time I see that fucking naked mole rat, I'm gonna ram my fucking fist up his ass! Oh my. Some rats are gonna die today! Now you're gonna get it, you naked fuck nugget! Ow. Ha! I got him! I did it! Hold on, what's this? No!